once the Suzuki Griffons get ball in hand, how quick they're able to recycle it, where the understanding is. They've got these little passes that they give of Cameron Hufke deciding to go for that line, knew he had supporters on the outside, the offload just not coming off perfectly, but they just look really in rhythm and in gear when they do get on the attack, when they do get on the front foot. Zwellen Daba, that's a big boy, trying to get the rip, but just met just on the chin.
For the first time, set piece for Griffons inside the Pumas 22. Yanku ace. Cup final pressure for Griffons. We've seen these mistakes from them throughout the season.
Yeah, short on free kick for that dummy mock throw at the lineup. Peter Berg will be frustrated by that.
Not finding touch. Dylan Mart. Cameron Happ.
Move back.
Looking to put some interest in that ball, but not finding touch. JC Nell, the Namibian international.
Get out, Pumas! One, get out!
And the Northern Cape's guy goes and regathered by Fleurs. Opportunity Pumas. They lead by 7. Skippers. Dubé awaits. Change of decision to the captain rather, Suigas.
Comments!
Percy back at scrum off. Onto the short side they go, the Pumas. Straight to ground.
Yeah, diving straight over.
Bobby Alexander bailed out of that. Saw it coming. No excuse. Pumas going straight to ground in the breakdown.
Yeah, Pumas flying in there. Absolutely can't fly into a ruck in that way. JC now taking it into contact. And diving straight over. Willie Engelbracht immediately puts his hands up in the air, knows how dangerous that is.
Last weekend, very fortunate. You know, the discipline at one stage, down to 2 yellow cards.
Look at it. It's going to just try a penalty. You can't even rush it.
And that's what the Airlink Pumas conscious of in this cup final, their discipline.
And the Suzuki Griffons are the kind of side that play the full 80 minutes too. They don't let up. They almost find more energy in the final 20 minutes.
100%. It's always been the case with the team from Kimberley. 80 minutes performance, second half, they're just shifting gear.
And they won't be panicking now either. 7 points in it, got over 13 minutes left to play in the first half. They know they just need to get into the right areas of the field.
Faulted line-out time as well last weekend. Winning 11 from the 13 and offer. Whitehead. Where's the match going to come from? It's been knocked on.
Advantage over.
Lawrence those days it needs to be very careful. Dylan Mart. Looks to run to Pretoria very quickly at the moment. He's to stay in Kimberley for this cup final first. To the captain, Liebenberg. Pumas not committing numbers of the breakdown, so they're all in their feet, covering up space at the Suzuki Stadium. Bob Alexander's kick in the air. Nobody claiming it as yet. Tap backwards. It's advantage for the Pumas as Fisanti takes play to the halfway. Thomas Percy, slow ball, options onto the left-hand side. And a knock-on advantage still in play. Griffons been put under pressure, ball in hand by the Pumas.
Advantage over.
advantage is over. Oh, that's now another knock-on advantage. Pumas. Well-weighted kick. Initially thought it would be just outside the 22. Drifted into the 22. With that, Cameron Huff's judgment of that high ball resulted in the knock-on.
Yeah, the night sky can be tricky. You got lights to deal with. Hufke just out of position initially. Try to change last minute, and in the trying to change his body, turn his back towards the oncoming traffic, try and knock it backwards. Just running out of time. You can see how low he caught that ball too, so he was never in a favorable position to catch that ball, but Navaldo Fleert just sending it really, really high, making it a tester. There's nobody chasing it either. You're really getting in the face of Cameron Hufke. Huge opportunity for the Airlink Pumas. And they're really good when they get in these areas too. They've gotten 2 tries from just over 3 visits into the 22, so they're turning the pressure into points, and that's going to be important for them, especially in this first half.
Bind! Sit!
Much better scrum from the Pumas. Picked up by Engelbrecht. Straightens the line. And the offload out wide to Swanepoel. Dino Swanepoel. Try line inside for the Pumas. It's been knocked on. All to play for in Kimberley. Griffons opting for the ball in hand approach as best as straightens. White in. And the advantage is over.
I know, man. I think it was Willie Engelbrecht who received the ball just behind him, ran straight at Bobby Alexander, but we spoke about George Whitehead's football skills throughout the evening. Got a good dive in there.
Nice little tackle. George Whitehead. Sliding tackle.
Never know what is in store for the 37-year-old. Still not out of trouble though. Still camping inside their own 10-meter. And eventually all these defensive pressures, that's going to start taking a toll on the body too for the Suzuki Griffons.
7 points definitely not enough between these two teams. At the tail, it is a brilliant ball. Chance coming through now for Van der Merwe. Ruval van der Merwe looks good here for Niekerk. If you're not celebrating with the Pumas, you're missing out. What a try from set piece. Vian van Niekerk, the try scorer. They extend their lead in the SA Cup final.
The Airlink Pumas came into this final with 12 players having played in that final last year. The understanding, the awareness, the offloads, the support lines, and the strength of that man, Vian van Niekerk. 184 meters, 100 kilograms, changes direction at pace. And this is what we said. They're really good just outside the 22. They're really good at making it count. And unfortunately for the Suzuki Griffons, they've just not been on the right side of the field in this first half. They got a couple of opportunities, unable to make a count. And the Airlink Pumas making sure they strike and strike every single time.
With the extras, Navaldo Fleert raises the flag. What a first half we've seen from the Airlink Pumas, flying high in Kimberley.
One-off runners, one-off defenders, unable to make the hit. George Whitehead off his feet. And Vian van Niekerk came around the corner, came at pace, knew which channel he wanted to run into, extending the lead for the Airlink Pumas.
Can the home team, Griffons, bounce back? Less than 7 minutes left in the first half. George Whitehead restarts. Chasing on hard is Makata. Problems here. Oh, it's a Dylan Mart.
I think that might be a case of one player being higher than the other player.
Trouble coming up.
How he lands. All right. Want to make sure. Right.
Big trouble coming up here for Griffons. Egan seconds the TMO.
Yeah, all right, so we just want to see how this play
You're
lands.
calling it correctly.
At this stage, we do deem it as foul play. We just want to see how he landed and the level of danger, please.
Yeah, to me it looked like Dylan Mart went
Got
up
there
too.
first. I think he got there first to the ball.
And it looked like Lundi Msenge had just gotten higher, got on his shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah, to me there's no malicious intent in that. Dylan Mart had turned his back. He was trying to get up into the air.
Yeah, I mean, there was clear access. They had a clear line of sight.
Oh,
Yeah,
the landing.
landing is absolutely.
To make a break this cup final for the Griquas.
He lands on his head. Okay. So on field we were at foul play. We just want to determine the level of danger, and we've got a TMO. He's had a look at it. So how we determine the level of danger is the level of where the player lands. So the TMO has confirmed that that player landed on his head. All right, so that has to be a red card. All right. No, it's a 20-minute red card, right?
Down to 14 men. Suzuki Griquas. Red card for Dylan Mart. The next 20 minutes.
Yes,
Pumas
20-minute red card.
got to make it count.
And that's the final bit of play that Dylan Mart will have, or final say that Dylan Mart will have in this final. One of those players always gives his everything, unfortunately. Just getting it wrong there. Lundi Msenge, I mean, he's up. He looks okay. He looked really, really bad the way it landed. You can see directly on his head. That's why it is that 20-minute red card.
Pumas with position. Bursey flares. Drives the Griquas back in their own half. No one claiming it. Finally claimed by Cameron Heft. Chased down hard is Visanti. To the back of their minds. Running down the clock.
Last.
Finishes first.
Use
half,
it,
don't
9.
concede. And reset at half time. Alexandra. Makata chases. Senga gathers. Smashed hard on the ground. Contest on the ground. Griquas win it. Yanku ace.
They need energy now, the Suzuki Griffons. They're one man down. It's 14 playing 15.
Okay.
Well, that's not the way to do it.
You got them all, Griff? Yeah.
Directly out on the
You
full.
want the scrum?
It's gone dead. Advantage with the Pumas.
Small
Yes,
margins,
yes,
I win.
yes.
In a final, those small battles, they all start stacking up and adding up. Take it back, you think about the mock that they had in that 22, the lineup that they had there. Then it came all the way back, conceding that try. Billy Engelbrecht knocking the ball over the try line there. That could have been extra 7 points that's been added. Now this.
Halfway line scrum.
Where are you starting? Crouch! Bind! Sit!
Huge improvement in
Balls
scrum
available at
time
the back.
by the Pumas. Engelbrecht, one of the leaders in this team. Vanika passes good. JC Nell driving. Griquas backwards.
Use it, 9!
Bofu. Could be a turnover. Referee says not.
Last feet.
Alexander's kick chased on by Makata.
Balls available.
Thomas Bursey now in position. for the Pumas. Long pass out wide. They found space a couple of times on his right-hand side. They show and go from front of Merva. Santi, now Msenga. Stays on his feet, buys supporters time to come through. Carry now from de Klerk.
Tackler!
Percy. One of the try scorers for Nika. Gets driven
They leave it
backwards.
now!
Gain. Greek was going to start from deep. Is there some magic here from Cameron Huff? Whatever gap he saw quickly shut down.
Got it. He's got it back. Go release!
Greek was still maintained position. Onto the right-hand side. Sako Makata, powerful runner. Takes two
release
Pumas
that guy.
defenders to bring him down. Minutes remain in this first half. It's been Pumas all the way. Long pass, man and ball. Into touch.
I think Zane Best had forgot that Dylan Martin wasn't on the field.
Just no flow in Greek's attack at the moment. Not panicking under pressure, but credit must go to the Airlink Pumas. They've put them under pressure.
Yeah, they're getting into the faces. They're driving them backwards in their hits. Zane Best that looks up. I don't know who he thought he saw there. 22-meter opportunity for the Airlink Pumas. They're going to want to keep extending their lead too. They've done all the work defensively. That's what was asked of them. Now they've got to make a counter-attack.
Gustav Durant in the front again. This time around not going forward. Charges onto George Whitehead. Santi. He's going to call Kimberley's home in the next couple of months. This is Santi. Energy in that
Tackler!
defense. Thomas Percy weighing up the options. The part of forwards lines up. They will carry.
Tackle away!
Change direction.
Behind.
Sort of a drop goal.
Play on his run out. It's not a direct catch.
It's not a direct catch. George White is going to play.
Sorry.
Mark is called.
Mark's right here.
Almost thought George Whitehead had run the ball
Right
dead,
till
but
he goes.
caught that he had called that mark in the 22. Remember, the Airlink Pumas have that extra player, so there is space somewhere on the field. They like to defend really tight, the Suzuki Griffons, but now they've rather had to go and defend space rather than man on man.
And they'll be happy. Griffons the way they've managed the last 7 minutes since the red card to Dylan Martin, having conceded. Chance now to finish strong in the first half. Halftime Hooter's gone. Pumas with position.
Out now, out now, out now. Backwards once.
Percy. Fanika, Fleers. Someone needs to straighten here for the Pumas. Comes through now. It's JC Nell, Swanepoel. Right up against the touchline. Stays in field. Ball to Fleers to Gustav Durant. To the captain, Suigas.
Go release.
Dube. Puts the head down. Big hit. Now the Griquas defense. Onto the short side they go. Fleers. Could be magic in numbers there. The step is brilliant. Then the off the top pass. JC Nell. Could be a double. Yes, it is. JC Nell. The magic. The ball de Fleers. That's where it came from. A brace for Nell.
And we said there's going to be space somewhere. Look at how Zane Beston and Cameron Hafka trying to buy time. Navaldo Fleers doesn't fall for it, decides to straighten, come back onto the inside because Zane Beston had already turned his shoulder because he was trying to coax him towards that touchline. That creates the opportunity on the outside. Backs himself, hits it hard. The offload even better.
I'll tell you when. Just wait.
JC Null getting that try and extending that lead for the Airlink Pumas.
step for the Val
Go back to zero. They can't become complacent, not against a Suzuki Griffons team that knows how to play the full 80, knows how to strike. But they're going to have to start stringing a couple of passes, a couple of phases together, the Suzuki Griffons. It's been too rushed almost. It's been really helter-skelter for them. They've been put under pressure at breakdown. George Whitehead's boot's been put under pressure. He's made a couple of errors in the wrong areas of the field. So for them, it's going to be about patience with ball in hand, stringing a couple passes, couple of phases together, and being the first to score.
First to score is the call. Can the Griquas do it? Pumas played a superb territorial game in that first half. George Whitehead kicks us off for the last 40 minutes of the SA Cup for 2026 season. Managed at the back by the Pumas. They've changed their jerseys from that white to more pink. Two tries the first half for Nel. Sure he'd love to make it a hat-trick in the cup final.
Inside the 10. This is where we're going to see what the chat was at halftime. Do they change the way they play? Do they keep backing themselves? A couple of changes on the park for the Suzuki Griquas too.
Contest to the line out, good by the Pumas. Going to find a way to get that go forward, Griquas. Alexandra keeping it up front with the forwards. Marco de Wit.
Release!
URC experience with young Marco de Wit. Change of direction, but they haven't done enough to commit the Puma defenders. But it's the power of Zwelindaba.
Leave!
Alexander quickly taken. Bester not held in the tackle, keeps going. Power play on the left-hand side by the home team. Hafka working hard. Pumas take up space defensively. Good work. Alexandra to the replacement, Shezi. Shezi, fresh legs on.
No!
They've slowed it down. We've done enough. Tian Langa. Slow at the breakdown. A new front row for Griquas as Mpofu charges. Needs the team support.
Okay, release now! Ball's available.
With their arms, referee's happy with it. With that tackle, Alexandra weighing up their options. Slow at the breakdown for the home side. They're looking to score first in the second half. 26 points to 7. Shezi has another goal. Engelbrecht stops it. Not an accurate pass. With the penalty.
Offside.
Yeah, offside at that breakdown.
The whole blind
Yelling
side was
Pumas,
offside.
they were caught. There was a 3-on-2. That's why Bobby Alexander tried to get that ball out really quickly. Just inaccurate on that pass. Right area of the field at the moment now.
Kom, just do it.
Needed to go.
Yeah,
Eventually the numbers came around the corner, started stacking.
See the confidence of the Pumas are going to compete.
Struggled at line out time.
The shift. The power play here, Griquas. Try line inside, but they're short. Route 1 they go. The pick up and drive. Can't see the ball as yet. Now we can. Puma defense stands strong. It's available for Griquas. Still short. Can they reignite the comeback here in Kimberley? SA Cup final. Route 1 they go. Again, the pillar defense is strong from the Pumas. Alexandra digs for it. Solid taking up space and making the hit. Brilliant work. Griquas been driven backwards. Contest on the ground. And a penalty advantage, Griquas.
Off feet. Not you. That's it.
Discipline.
First player was off his feet.
now
Number 2
starting to let
obviously.
them down, stacking penalties on penalties. And you can hear George Whitehead saying to Christopher Addison, that's the second penalty. The defense of the Airlink Pumas, so physical this match.
Direct they go.
Here's the ball. Here's the ball. Here's the ball.
With the forwards they go again. Looks good. Got to call it. Got to give it. There it is. Chris Addison making the call. Griffons respond. Lawrence Oosthuizen. The try scorer.
Yeah, it's so good from the Suzuki Griffons. They kept it patient. We said they needed to be the first to score coming out of that break. This is what they were talking about, being physical, staying up front, making sure the defenders feel you. Oosthuizen, low, strong leg drive, getting over, and the conversion's good, so they get the full 7 points too. It was the build, it was the stack of pressure, it was the penalties conceded by the Airlink Pumas, getting the Suzuki Griffons that front foot ball. And then it's back yourself at the bottom. Look how quickly, though, the Suzuki Griffons have turned around, getting back into their half. They want to up the tempo. They want to get ball back in hand. And you can just see the Airlink Pumas taking their time.
Especially a number of the Airlink Pumas did play for Griffons, so they know what it's like, that second half in Kimberley, what this team can do. Franco van der Merwe, forwards coach of Griffons,
Use it 9.
says some stern words at half time, especially being down to 14 men.
Oh, no.
JC now not try. These are the kind of mistakes we saw in the first half from Griffons.
That was almost the first mistake that JC Nell's made for the evening. He's got 2 tries to his name already. Got under it, and then just not tightening those elbows.
Also, similar area in terms of the right hand side of the field where we saw Cameron Huff knocking on the high ball. Could be the lighting.
Could be the lighting.
Yeah.
I want to know, though, interestingly enough, so tight up against the touchline, you've got the whole crowd in that right ear of yours. I mean, you just know, you feel those eyes.
You actually don't hear the crowd when you're playing. When you're in your zone, they actually don't exist.
Crouch.
It's only when you start winning and you start
Fine.
letting your guard out of it that you can feel them.
Sit.
There's the penalty advantage, rightly so.
Still playing at
Gwilinda frustrated. They got the penalty advantage. Whitehead, not an accurate pass at Makata.
They just got to stay tight again.
Standing up
When
under
it was,
pressure, not staying
when they were
straight.
really tight, they were in that 22. They were making it work. Outside the 10 meter, that's where you want to start building. You want to start getting defenders off their feet. You've got these one-off runners. George Whitehead trying to change direction, loose passes. That's kind of going down. That just keeps ball in play. There's no offside line. It allows the Airlink Pumas to get into those spaces and put you under pressure again. Luckily this time they had that penalty advantage, kind of a free play.
It's also the mindset of that free play. So the helter-skelter comes in. How can we quickly get this ball out wide? On the attack, home team, Griffons. Pressure at line out time, but Alexander comes away with it. Brought down. Alexandra. Same play. Kay with the forwards up front. Shezi. Try scorer Lawrence Oosthuizen. Now looking for Zwelindaba.
Okay, release.
Pumas defense hanging on.
No.
Solid, much better hits coming in from the Pumas. Whitehead. Oh, the knock-on from Makata. Kamlashe. Msenge. Kick is charged down.
No advantage. Knock on.
The Pumas have been happy for that kick to connect and go upfield.
Yeah, out the back, Zane Bester just being the dummy runner in the front, an option there. Just the drift going, maybe 1-2 players too wide for Sako Makata, not keeping his eye on that ball and just dropping it. That's such a soft knock on too. Tian Mangadal came onto the park at half-time, needed to make a change, made that full front row replacement, the Suzuki Griffons.
So he said he collapsed because under crank. That's why he collapsed.
The biggest things, yeah, its home team has won in the past. Last year, final was down in Bombela, Pumas victorious. 2024, home team was Griffons. They got the win. But as it stands, the Pumas in the lead. Connor Mahoney waiting for his opportunity.
He could be the energy they need off the bench.
Yeah, so he's going to come on when the red card is, the 20 minutes red card. Dylan Marto, he's not going to come back on the field. A different player's got to take on their spot. Didn't play last weekend, the semi-final. Zwelindaba together with Bester. Starting at center, SA Cup final.
Almost built like a loose forward, Zwelindaba. Tall, strong.
But all these players, you know, we mentioned earlier on in that first half, Vian Fanika, Clinton Swart has come.
Right, time back on, let's
two
go.
flankers at 10, 12.
Yeah, not the type of guys you want running into your channel.
JC Nell, not a small lad either. Griffons had a slight edge at scrum time. Never got the reward in that first half.
Crouch! Fine!
Front row has already claimed the penalty.
Both backs are anticipating to go. Listen to my calls. All right, so both of you going. Just wait for my calls, all right?
Yeah, just going straight down there. Junior Banda. And you could hear the call coming from referee Christopher Allison. They're anticipating that set call. So they're not patient enough. Allison will wait until they've shown him the right
Crouch!
picture before he calls that set.
Fine! Sit!
Power hit Griffons. And the shove comes through. Not getting the reward from a dominant scrum. Chance looks slightly forward for Kamlashe, but he keeps going. Brought down by Zwelindaba. No release. Advantage Pumas.
Best that as soon as that tackle's called, have to have a clear release before having a go at that ball. First real opportunity for the Airlink Pumas. Inside the 22.
Yes, thank you.
With that, Griffons are back to full complement of 15. Connor Mahoney, comfortable at fullback as well. He comes on for Dylan March, got the red card. This was in the first half. And changes for the Pumas.
Okay, let's go.
Junior Banda, Etienne Yannicka. Coming on, a prop forward. Looking for Engelbrecht, and they get him. Momentum in the driving ball for the Pumas.
One stop! Okay, use it now!
Looking for their second SA Cup championship. Bursey, they're lining up on the right-hand side, coming around the corner. It paces Banda. A Fresh legs are coming on, injecting a bit of pace. Turned over at the breakdown. Position of power, Carl Els wins it for Griffons.
George Whitehead, not wasting any time, making the Airlink Pumas march back. Junior Banda, I mean, what a run from the big man. Goes in really strong. And then you can see Carl Els, the assisted tackler, releases, then goes for the ball. Between him and Marco de Witt, they really do seize their opportunities at the bottom of a breakdown. They're really good at timing when is the right opportunity to go for.
Center. Feed. Middle of the line out.
One stop.
It's great recovery and reaction from Pumas defense on the driving move. Alexander. Mahoney to chase. Swanepoel. Whitehead out wide. Cameron Huff. Try scoring the first half. Change of direction now. Not able to build up some momentum as Makata. Good chase from Banda. Alexander in the pocket for Whitehead. Chase on hard as Mahoney. Outside the 22, well-weighted kick. Good positioning that JC Nell and Fleers. Great communication. Whitehead opting for ball in hand approach. Gets caught.
Release!
Griffons look to generate some momentum. Exactly where they're going. It's been ripped. The hands available for Fisanti. Gets the pass out by Kamlash. Against Bester, Kamlash wins that mini battle. JC Nell takes play to the 22. Pumas looks promising. Banda can't hang on, but it's gone backwards.
Okay, release now. No hands!
Mercy. Looking for something special out wide here. The Pumas stays on his feet. Was Engelbrecht. Now Swanepoel fell into the tackle of Whitehead. Shifting at the breakdown. Griffons creating opportunities.
It looked like that was Ntobeko Shezi who went and got that ball back for the Suzuki Griffons. The Airlink Pumas know how to turn defense into attack really, really quickly. How quickly they got that ball out wide into the hands of JC now. Suzuki Griffons catch-up defense had to work really, really hard to get there. And then as the Airlink Pumas started building, the Griffons just started setting. There must have been a conversation during the week too, just around which breakdowns to target, around looking for the right opportunities. Really flat-footed, went straight in. JJ Skippers. Thought it might have been Ntobeko Shezi, but actually it was Malembe and Mpofu. Got his long levers over that. 4-on-4. Mpofu winning that one.
One more score for Griffons. Got a ball game in hand here. And that's what Pumas know. They just can't step up defensively.
Hy moet oopmaak. Die jumper moet oopmaak.
Van der Merwe, Karel van der Merwe. Good contest, won by the Pumas. A kind bounce. So Swanepoel sees the half gap.
Stop.
And into touch.
I think for the Suzuki Griffons, I mean, looking back at this match, depending on whatever the outcome is, that line out is going to be so key for them to work on, especially going into that Currie Cup season. A lot of these teams are going to start reading their plays. You can see the Airlink Pumas understand what they're doing. So they're sending 2 jumpers up, 1 jumper up in the front. Immediately puts Langa under pressure.
Bofu in the front for Griffons.
Okay, get out.
Looking to find a way closer to the Pumas try line. Alexandra is the magic. Zwellendaba straight into Fanika. It's beef against beef. Inside centers. Around the corner they come here, Griffons. Alexandra. That's an unforced error. Lost their shape completely.
17 offside.
Etienne Janneke. Let's just come into the park for the Airlink Pumas. Offside at that breakdown. Gotta go quickly. Starting to run out of time, George Whitehead. This is where they just started losing their shape. You can see Bobby Alexander, the frustration on his face. He had 3 different runner options to choose from, but nobody awake to that ball to receive.
But he passed straight into space, Alexandra. He's not being that accurate at the moment. Maybe a chance, the legs are getting a bit heavy. Capable youngster on the bench, Caleb Abrams. But before that happens, a chance for Griffons. Abrams has come on, number 21 jersey. Bester joins in the fun up front. Penalty advantage for Griffons. Card. Down to 14 men. Ziga Fisanti.
Just too far out from the goal line, so it wasn't a probable try. But I did feel that was cynical, that's why I gave him a yellow card.
First time try scorer. Oh, the first try scorer for the match. And Ziga Fisanti has been working really, really hard. He's been getting hard off the line in defense, but just making the wrong read there. You see, he's frustrated.
Number 10
Feels
substitution.
hard done
10.
by with that yellow card, but you've got to be so accurate in your defense of that ball, that close to the try line.
Been signed by the Griffons for the Currie Cup season. Ziga Fisanti.
Yeah, just being called for collapsing that ball into Fisanti. Got to collapse as soon as it hits the ground.
Another contest. Line out 1
Knock on,
by
knock
the
on
Pumas.
line out. Scrum on the 15.
And this is probably the set piece the Suzuki Griffons would rather want.
Yeah, yeah.
These
The
scrums.
scrums, yeah.
Time is off.
Because they're being put under so much pressure. You had line out time
number
every
9.
single time a jumper is being sent up in the front. Because they're going for that front foot option.
Connor van Eden, former Ronda Bosch pupil, comes on for the Pumas at scrum
Okay,
off.
time back on.
Strike play time now for the Suzuki Griffons. Something you've trained this entire week. What is that one bit of magic, one bit of spark that you train playing off of a right-hand scrum?
Crouch. Bind. Get up. Okay. We can't close the space because then he's got no space to go. No, I get that. He looks very uncomfortable. I need us to get some more space. That's a safety issue. All right. Let's try again. Yes.
Chris, I'm afraid there's no comfort in that front row. You just get on with it.
So you can make yourself comfortable. All right. Cool.
Yeah, that's it.
You chose to be a prop.
Make yourself comfortable. Eagle view from the Pumas. Performance analysis.
Crouch. Bind. Sit.
Oh, what a contest.
Advantage.
Deep contest between the two sides. Penalty advantage now. Abrams digs for it, but they're controlling it at the base. A chance for the response. It's good. Caleb Abrams is try scorer. But it all starts up front with a solid scrum.
Just come onto the park, Caleb Abrams. Already making contribution. Lucid coming in, getting a good scrum on. Still up against Sampi Swichers. Probably lucky because looked like Shazy was coming in at an angle, but that creates the opportunity, that creates the gap. The flanks get caught tight in at the bottom of that scrum. They're going backwards. They're unable to break early. Had already been set wide off of one. Looked like Danrich Versace that's come into the park at 10. Caleb Abrams making full use of all the space in front of him.
They're down. Strike is good. George Whitehead. Still a long way to go. Much better from the home team.
Yeah, late break off by the number 7, Ruvald van der Merwe. He was caught at the bottom of that scrum. No way to get hands on Caleb Abrams. He's quick, he's nippy. 5-point game. Owen. Airlink Pumas haven't scored in the second half.
Right, let's go.
Best conversion of the last try into that first half for the Pumas. Van der Merwe with the catch. That's great defensive work there from Connor van Eden. Outstanding.
2 knocks. First knock off Pink, then off Griffons. First knock.
Yeah, right up tight on that 5-meter line. So the feed's going to come in from the touchline side. Caleb Abrams, that will allow George Whitehead to have a better angle to clear from too. 15 plays 14. Sika Fasanti just has to watch for the next 7 minutes and hope that his team can do enough to stay in the lead.
Okay, let's go.
Etienne Yannicka up against Dobego Shezi. That's where the contest is at. Slide right shoulder will give George Whitehead more space to clear. If not, Devet Marais will be charging down
Crouch!
at the Griffons fly half.
Bind! Straight!
No, quality hit, quality scrum. Griffons, yeah, well deserved. A thing of beauty from Shezi, Dobego Shezi.
Number 1, Lucid, elbow in.
Had the hit, had the advantage.
Okay.
Etienne Yannicka started in that semi-final last weekend against Poland. Pumas were looking to finish strong. Still a long way to go in this cup final.
Yeah, Yannicka, earlier on in that previous scrum, had the
Number 4,
bend on Shazy. This time, Shazy staying strong in that fight, and then eventually that second shove comes on.
Sorry.
I said it was a 5-point
4
game. It's
sub.
actually a
Number 4
7-point
sub.
game.
Okay.
That try was converted at the end.
Derek Patoris coming on for Malembe Mpofu. Much better line at Marco Devet for Griquas. They're keeping it tight. Griquas, the driving maul is working. Still going, marching on towards the Pumas 22. Pumas got to regroup. Crowd now gets behind the home side. Alexander. Zulindaba finds space into the 22 go Griquas. Abrams onto the right hand side. They're coming through, offering their services to carry the ball for Griquas. Van der Merwe. Straight
Hands up
into the
now!
pillar defense of the Airlink Pumas. Where's the magic going to come from in this cup final? Vilindaba was calling for it. Very tight line. Griquas players just asking Caleb to up the tempo. Keep playing is the call. Almost got behind the Pumas defense. Onto the short side they go. Abrams to the captain. Dips on, Shezi in support. Pumas not having it. It's great defense, Pumas.
Use it.
Game of margins, H's. It is so close between the two teams. Building a rivalry unmatched in the SA Cup. Abrams. Power game, go Griquas again, Vandermerwe. Liebenberg switches on, tips it on for Derek Pretorius. The edge of our seats here. We're approaching the 70-minute mark. Energy stepping stuff. Players are starting to tire, they're walking around. The defenders and the ball carriers. Onto the left inside, Makata's power!
Advantage offside.
And a penalty advantage for offside. Abrams out wide. Offsides with Pumas. Sako Makata. A side we've been waiting for throughout this cup final. We need him more open space.
Offside.
Yeah, when it was about the build for the Suzuki Griquas, they kept it tight really, really long. They waited for the perfect moment to pull that trigger. Sako Makata just unable to get and wangle himself out of that tackle. Came in at a good line, ran through the first defender, caught him around the bootlaces. That gave them the opportunity
Time off.
for the penalty.
Pumas, do they contest the line out?
So, if it's not on the 5, that's where they've been contesting. But they know the power that the rolling maul possesses from the Suzuki Griquas side. So they've kept the players on the ground so that they're able to get there and get that stop. And I don't think they'll change.
At the tail, interesting ploy by
Backwards.
Griquas. There was no contest.
Go release.
Abrams to Liebenberg.
Balls out.
Abrams.
Balls out.
The ball is out. Abrams
out.
looking for his second, not to be.
Go release now. No hands.
Looks promising from the home side. The try line inside there, a meter short. He's got to make the right call. Abrams got hands on the ball
Advantage offside.
and a penalty advantage for being offside. George Whitehead with the step, inside ball. Cameron Huff is short. It is the SA Cup final. Griquas trail the defending champions.
Time off. Ek sê die bal neersit vir my merk asseblief.
Yeah, too many penalties again.
Captain. Captain. Dis jy kaptein. Okay, so ek het nou 3 strafskoppe al in die 22 gegee vir omkant. So julle forceer my om julle nou bewaarskuwing te sit. Okay, so die volgende een gaan ek op moet reageer. Right. Ja.
Yeah, the message is clear. There's
Ek
been
het nou net op 'n
3 offsides in the 22.
Offside, alright?
On the next one, they're going to force Christopher Allison's hand. They're already a player down. The last thing they want to do is concede another yellow card.
Ek sal gou admin uit.
Sika
Okay, so
Fisanti
is the yellow cards, it's back on, can you confirm?
back onto the field now, so back to the full complement.
Right. Scrum call.
10 more minutes. Taking scrum coming up for
Crouch!
Griquas.
again.
The last thing the Suzuki Griffons want to do is concede a scrum penalty now.
Well, that's the angle we got, you know, to say it was Shares' fault. It could have been from any angle.
Crouch! Fine! Advantage.
Penalty advantage, Griffons. Abrams, free play. Will they finish? Can they level the scores in this SA Cup final, Griffons? 10 more minutes left. Or stays it.
New
Pops up
advantage
for Van der
inside.
Merwe. Still got the penalty advantage. Pumas defending like men possessed, and rightly so. They are the defending champions. Whitehead keeping ball in hand approach. They took up Makata's pace. Kamlashe. Smart defense, Pumas.
Get a number then.
Yeah, well, remember, referee
had 3
Christopher
players
Allison
offside, that
had
has to be the win.
warned Willie Engelbrecht about another offside. It's going to be a yellow card. And that's come. Lundi Msenge on his
Needed
50th
infringements.
in a final.
Back to 14 men, Airlink Pumas. 2 yellow cards in the semi-final against the
I had
Toyota
players
Cheetahs.
collapsing.
They came
I had
through
your
that
player
one.
collapsing on my side.
Will it be the
I was on
same
your
in the
opposite
cup
side.
final?
Yes.
Suzuki Griffons have to score. No doubt about it now. They've been camping.
Position with the home side. Body position is powerful. It's low. It looks promising. It's over. The comeback is on the cards here. Suzuki Stadium. The SA Cup final.
Tian Lange. But it's been sustained pressure from the Suzuki Griffons. We said they're a team that can play 80 minutes. They don't mind coming back. They'll fight back. Taking opportunity, realizing Vian van Niekerk bought into that maul defense. That created the space. David Versage unable to get there quick enough. Low body position, strong leg drive. Now it's
20.
all the way for George Whitehead and his boot. Can he get that scores level? He's broken hearts with that boot.
Many a times. 37-year-old level the scores here in Kimberley. George Whitehead. The strike is smooth, the direction. The crowd will tell you all square in the SA Cup final. 28 apiece.
Well, we said it's going to be one of those. It just felt like one of those finals that were going to be tight. And there was a huge fight back for the Suzuki Griffons. Got themselves in the right position. And Tian Lange making absolutely no mistake. Like for like, Janko Eis and Tian Lange.
Is there still belief in the Pumas team? Some of these players have been in the Griffons team that's fought back, they know what it's like.
Use it 9. Onside,
Be at home
onside.
in Kimberley. Abrams on the base kick, stays in field. It's been knocked on. Advantage Griffons.
Knock on first.
I mean, it's the classic saying of it's a game of two halves. Was all Airlink Pumas in that first half. And the Suzuki Griffons have taken full control of the second half. The ball bouncing right, falling right.
Mark, let's go.
Players making the right decision at the right time.
All right.
JC Null unable to hold on to that ball that time around. Now more possession. Final 5 minutes.
Yellow card to Pumas down to 14 men. 5 minutes away from the silverware of the SA Cup. replacement front row of Griffons up the ante in the second half scrum time. Members of the SA Rugby team getting prepared for the trophy presentation. Who will it be, Layla?
You know, the one thing I don't want to say, Owen, is we could potentially go to extra time too. This is a great scrum from the Suzuki Griffons. Ntobeko Shezi has got Etienne Janneke's number. Going straight in. You can just hear Janneke having that conversation with referee Christopher Allison, just saying this is what Shezi's doing. More opportunity, 22. Concede a penalty, George Whitehead points to posts.
Will there be space out wide in the wing with Msenga with a yellow card? Set piece is good. Driving ball's got some momentum. Again, Tian Langa in control. They've conceded a yellow card from the driving ball.
Still up now.
Coming through the middle, it's good work. Abrams digs for it. Chance now, looking for the big runners, and that's the power of Makata. Abrams, where's it going? Cutting back in field, he'll need some support at the breakdown. Shezi. Gets behind the team, shouting Griffons. Is it enough for them to claim their second SA Cup?
Use it!
Action-packed.
Hands out!
Rugby here in Kimberley.
He's strapped, yeah, he's strapped. Here's the ball.
All square. Game of two halves, rightly so, from Layla. Just dominant in that first. There could be a turnover in the cards here by Ngobeni. No, it's not. Van Eden has a go. Van Eden gets it for the Pumas.
Holding on.
Connor Van Eden, the replacement scrum half. That'd be the turning point.
I mean, the young man saw opportunity, isolated at the bottom of the breakdown. Was hunting, just staying away. Connor Van Eden.
Nell will find touch. Pumas will attack.
Just see breaking away, running out of defense, ran through his own men, had backs turned in support. Connor Van Eden, right on the mark, right on the money, wasn't a part of the tackle.
Is there still fight in this Airlink Pumas team? Jan Henning, comfort, feed the line out. Short ball. That didn't go forward. Referee's happy with it. Comfort is into touch. Is into touch. What defense is that from Griffons? Wow. Sitting at the edge of our seats.
You almost feel it's a wasted opportunity. That ball back into the inside. There are so many players tight up against that touchline in defense. You just break away off that line out and you find yourself isolated because you've already tucked, you've already made a decision you want to go. More opportunity, Suzuki Griffons.
Have they made the decision? Do they want to go? Do they want to claim the SA Cup trophy? The line out suggests so. It's loose. Tian Langa.
Hands off!
Desperate, wins it back. Seconds remain. Abrams. Spoken about how George Whitehead has won in the past with the boot. Still playing. All square. Hooter goes.
Backwards or fin?
It's ripped backwards. And it's available for Bester. He had Makata on the outside. Puma's got to show discipline. Abrams. Langer. In the pocket. George Whitehead with a drop goal. Nowhere near. After 80 minutes in Kimberley, Suzuki Stadium, under the skies of the Northern Cape, It is all square between the two dominant teams in the SA Cup. 4 tries.